Welcome to Mamaroneck High School. It's homecoming today. The matchup today is between the 2 and 3 Portchester Rams versus the Mamaroneck Tigers, who are also 2 and 3. We're going to be the keys to the game in this 85th meeting of a great rivalry.
Well, Robert, as you can tell, the rain is really starting to come down now, so expect the game to be primarily focused on the run. Mamaroneck, Brett Pineros has rushed for 609 yards so far this season, so look for the Mamaroneck Tigers to continue that sort of strategy throughout the game.
Yeah, Sam, I'm definitely going to be a big key to the game, as well, also a great rivalry is going to get tensions to be high.
It will be a fantastic game today, the 85th meeting between the Portchester Rams and the Mamaroneck Tigers, and I think we're all really looking forward to it, and we should have a very good game tonight.
Our superintendent, Ms. Liz Klain, our principal, and Ms. Barry Suman, our director of athletics, we at Mamaroneck High School welcome the Rams of Portchester to Memorial Field. It is the objective of Mamaroneck Section 1 and the New York State Public High School Athletic Association to have tonight's game contested in the most sportsmanlike atmosphere possible. The officials have been instructed to tolerate absolutely no unsportsmanlike conduct from the players. We ask you, the fans, to help us reach our objective by conducting yourselves in a sportsmanlike and respectful manner. Thank you very much for your cooperation and enjoy the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Portchester High School as a team would like to be introduced as a team. So gentlemen, please step forward with your coaches. On the field for Mamaroneck are the future Riemer and Mamaroneck ball players. Give them a hand as they welcome our team. With this being the last scheduled game, we are going to honor our seniors, so we ask them to come through the gauntlet of our Pop Warner football. Number 2, Dylan Sands. Number 3, Parker Thelander. Number 11, Will Parkinson. Number 20, Brett Crazy Legs Pineros. Number 24, Andrew Kaksinovic. Number 35, John Yoon. Number 36, Michael, my man, the Mush, Mastachio. Number 50, Joey, I look like my brother, Spadaro. Number 53, Minor Corneo. Number 55, Anthony, and I don't know which one you are, Spadaro. 57, the Blue, Stephen Puglia. Number 58, Edgar Gibani Aguilera. Number 66, Alex the Foot Contreras. And number 72, Michael, try to get by me, Hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, our seniors and the rest of the Mamaroneck High School football team.
Stop at the bottom of the M, all right? Right there, right here. Okay,
Tonight's
captains.
officials
Why don't you introduce
for
yourself?
tonight's game. The referee, Mr. Tony Salamini. The umpire, Mr. John Vanello. Head lineman, Mr. Greg Joseph. Field judge, Mr. Greg Adams.
That's okay.
And our clock operator, Mr. Dick Kittle.
Hi, captains. My name's Tom. I got your first names. If a penalty is called, I'll ask you to come to the center of the field. I will give you the options. I will give the sideline a signal. But once you make the decision, we're stuck with it. We understand that, right? Okay. Regular silver dollar, heads and tails. What do you want? Heads and tails. Tails is called. It is tails. You run the toss. What do you want to do?
Receive the ball.
You want to receive the ball. Which goal do you want to defend, guys? Turn your backs that way, please. Minus one to toss. And elected to receive.
Go, baby.
Portchester has elected to receive.
Here we are at Memorial Field. Mamaroneck Tigers going to kick it off, and it's Brett Pineros who's going to kick it off for the Tigers.
Look for a high-paced start here. Portchester elected to receive. They won the toss and they elected to receive. So let's see if we can get some offense early here.
So Pineros will back up, and we are underway in Mamaroneck. It's a squib kick, and it's fumbled by Massey. He'll pick it up, and he's a burner, and he's out to about the 30-yard line.
Mamaroneck defense will take the field here. We'll see what kind of success they can have. They've really limited a lot of the points so far in their last couple of games, so we'll see if they can have the same success against Portchester here.
Indeed, Sam. We have under center, and will be Drummond in the shotgun, his quarterback. And on the first play, he'll give it off to his tailback for about a 4-yard gain, and he's shoved out on the sideline.
Pick up a 1. Second down, 9.
But let's see if Portchester will continue to run from the spread for the duration of the game. Really, you see it a lot in high school football, and we'll see it's usually 4 teams with a lot of speed. So we'll see how Portchester will utilize that today.
Definitely, Sam. And Drummond is going to have to his right side, it will be Ippolito, the junior. And a false start is going to be called. I believe it's going to be on the Rams, and that's going to drive him back and create a second down and long. Connor, go up there. In fact, it'll actually be on Mamaroneck. I guess encroachment on that play, Sam.
Looked like someone on that defensive line jumped early, so we'll see how that'll affect this drive.
They just really want to get it out there, Sam.
I say, Robert, a full house would be an understatement here today. There's legitimately every single corner is packed here at Mamaroneck. The stands are completely full so far today, and that's only what you can expect from homecoming from a brand new field.
As they'll give it off, and it is going to be number 21, Giron on the play, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 2. Yeah, you were right, Sam. I would project about 1,000, maybe 2,000 here today, and you know, in the years before this, you know, maybe only 100 fans would come to the game, but today it's entirely different.
Yes, the turf field has really made a difference here. Mamaroneck has been showing a lot higher attendance than in recent years.
3rd down and 1, and Drummond will give it off, and that is going to be Giron, and Mamaroneck will make a stop, which will bring down what appears to be a 4th down and 1. Huge defensive stand.
That was a very tight play there by the...
They're actually going to measure this, Sammy. You know, they'll give them a 1st down. The fans were cheering. They thought they had to stop. I did too, but just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, a good stop that time by the Mamaroneck defensive line, really pressing forward, but it looked like the forward momentum is going to be enough for Portchester early in this game.
So they're going to appear in that shotgun look they've showed us all day long. The halfback Chambliss will be to his right. And on 1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line, send man in motion, and it's going to be a play action and blown up by the Mamaroneck defense, Sam.
That was a strong call that time by the defensive coverage scheme. Called a blitz and it worked in their favor. The play took a little bit long to basically turn around. And Mamaroneck was all over that one.
Stefan Brugiglia, the senior, with the stop there, Sam. And that will bring up a 2nd and very long. I think that will be about 17 yards to pick up the 1st down. Now let's see if they'll try a pass in this much harder situation. And Drummond will get the football, and he will pass. Screen it out to his wide receiver, and Mamaroneck's defense stuck. In the early going, Sam, they've been relentless.
That was a tight coverage play by Matt Marino, and he just seems pumped up on the adrenaline of this homecoming game as he just pile drive the Portchester wideout to the ground on that play.
Now we'll bring up a 3rd down and very long, about 14, I would say, to get to the 1st down marker, which is at about the 50-yard line. This is a big huddle now for this shotgun team in the Rams.
Portchester really has a big opportunity here to get off to a quick start, but Mamaroneck also, the long 3rd down here, really going to look to stop some of this offensive power we've seen from the Rams early.
Look for Drummond to either give off a draw to one of his tailbacks or perhaps try a pass and get the 1st down. And he'll send a man in motion, and Drummond will throw. And he's going to air one deep, balloons it up in the air, and Myerson nearly intercepted that, but it was thrown out of bounds, and that'll bring up a punting situation.
And Robert, that one just looked like it slipped. It was raining very heavily earlier before this game, but it's just stopped, but the ball's still got to be a little bit wet on that very soaking wet turf right now.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. Probably a lot of moisture on that ball.
And we'll see if that'll affect the course of the game, as maybe they'll be forced to run the ball a bit more than usual.
It will be George Leva to punt the ball, the sophomore. And it's a good snap, and it will be punted, and that's a rocket down to about the 40-yard line, and it will be picked up by Pineros, I believe, and he stopped right where he got it, at the 33-yard line.
And Marino on that return it didn't really look like he should have picked that one up. I guess he was just trying to limit the travel of the ball on that punt. It really seemed to have some roll.
So, Sammy, this brings up an interesting drive for the Tigers. They make a clutch stop in 6 plays for the Tiger defense, and now can Thelander in this high-powering Mamaroneck offense get going on the scoreboard early? here it is, the 33-yard line. Thelander under center. He'll give it off to Pineros, and Pineros will drive down to the 50-yard line. Huge play for Brett Pineros to the 40, 30, 29-yard line, and that's what he'll do for you, Sam.
And Brett Pineros has been doing this all season long, already 609 yards rushing, and he's basically been their offense so far. There have been some very clutch plays so far, but Brett Pineros has really been able to power his way through for those extra yards.
And that will tack on about 40 more to that 609 yards, Sam. Big first play from the Mamaroneck Tigers.
I think the Mamaroneck fans sum it up pretty well. You can't stop Brett Pineros.
Thelander under center again. You got Parkinson on the front of your picture, and he'll roll back, and why not give it to Pineros again, and he'll break another couple of tackles and get back to around the 24-yard line.
And the Portchester Rams defensive line doesn't even seem close to ready for this rushing attack. They had to expect it because Brett Pineros' speed and power has just made him such a dangerous back so far this year. And even though he's only had 2 carries, they were pretty good carries as he's powered his way for a few yards.
You know, about Brett Pineros, Sammy, he plays offense, he plays defense, and special teams. You know, there are a couple of players who do that, but do they also play on the band in the halftime show? I don't know about that.
Yes, Robert, Brett Pineros is a...
They'll give it Thelander under center at the 25. This is a 2nd down and 4, and they'll give it off to Pineros again, and finally, the Rams defense gets a stop.
And Pineros is a 3-sport back, as he is a football running back who's put up tremendous numbers, is also the goalie on the hockey team and on the varsity baseball team this year. So a 3-sport athlete, and like you mentioned before, head of the marching band. He's got a lot going for him, Robert.
Yes, definitely, Sam. And judging by the Tigers' offensive strategy, they've gone 3 straight runs with him. And, you know, today may be the Pineros show, as it will be 3rd down and 3, ball on the 25-yard line. Perhaps want to get a couple more yards to make a more manageable field goal try. And will Thelander pass for the first time today? He will. He's going to go deep for Parkinson. Throws up in the air. Oh, nearly caught by Parkinson, but incomplete. Wow, that was a great pass, Sam, but just a difficult catch for Parkinson there.
A smart idea, though, by the Mamaroneck coaching staff, because Will Parkinson has really been one of the stars on offense so far this year. He's been able to snag every single pass. The pass was a bit high on that one, but a good effort that time and very close to putting up the first points of the ball game early.
So it looks like the Tigers are going to go for it. I don't know if that's because they don't feel confident enough in their kicker, but for whatever the reason is, here we are. Early in the game, big play, 4th down and 4, ball in the 25-yard line. Thelander in the shotgun, and he's going to pass, and he's going to go to a wide open receiver. That is number 14, Will Hoffman, for the first down for the Tigers. Very risky play there, but it pulls it out.
And that was a good play by the Mamaroneck offensive linemen. They read the blitz pretty easily there and just trapped all of them. And there was bound to be a man open, and that was Hoffman. We've seen a lot of tight plays and a lot of good ones by Will Hoffman so far this year.
Yes, Sam. The fans loving the opening drive as they'll play their first down from inside the red zone today. 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line. And you got number 36, Musacchio, and he is what I like to call the Moose. He's a big fullback. And they will give it off to Pineros, and Pineros down to the 10-yard line. The 5, down to the 3, and will he pick up the first down? I believe so.
Another strong run by Pineros there. It's just proving how much of a dual threat he is. As you saw earlier, he can run towards the sideline and use his speed to get into the open field, and right there he can just power through the middle and get you 10 yards.
Actually, Sam, that'll be a 2nd down and 1, ball on the 4-yard line now, and yeah, you're definitely right. He is a pounding runner, but he also has breakout speed, as he'll be behind center for a 2nd down, behind the quarterback Thelander on a 2nd down and 1. And they'll give it off to Pineros. No surprise here, and he'll score a touchdown. Opening drive touchdown for Brett Pineros.
What a sensational opening drive here for the Tigers. Get a clutch stop, then just pound it in on a few plays. Brett Pineros really the key player on that drive. but also a good 4th down conversion by Thelander.
And Santeros to kick the extra point. And it's off the upright, but just sneaks through, and it's 7-0 Tigers. We'll be back on LMC-TV, Varsity Sports. We're back here, 7-0 lead for the Mamaroneck Tigers on an opening drive. Pretty much all of the yardage taken by Brett Pineros, and I believe it's 7 plays to get into the end zone. And Brett Pineros, who does everything for this Tigers team, is now going to kick it off. Looks like he's going to try a squib it by the way he teed it up. And here is the kick. And yes, indeed, it's a low kick, and it's going to be number 88, Massey, who I guess was down when he recovered the ball. Sam, and they'll get field position at the 24-yard line to start off this drive.
Robert, back to that last drive, Mamaroneck, they really pounded the ball out while they were rushing. And when you have a strong rushing attack like that, you're really going to have some offensive success, because if you draw them in with the run, that really opens up the pass. And we see what a team that Pineros and Thelander have been this year. So look for that to continue for the Mamaroneck offense.
4:20 left in the first quarter, and Tigers already scoring 7 points against the Rams of Portchester. Big drive here for Portchester. Let's see if they can get something going. They did get a first down, Sam, but costly sack stalled them on their second first down try. And it will be Drummond in the shotgun, and he'll give it off to number 23, that is Chambers, but it's called before the play started. And this one, I do believe, will be a false start.
It's a 5-yard walk-off. Procedure against the Rams.
It is on the Rams, Sam. So that'll bring up a second down and 15, and, you know, that's what killed the first down and 15, sorry, and that's what killed them on their last drive. They faced a second down and 17, and, you know, you don't want to bring up third down long or second and long, because then you really have less of a shot to make the first down.
Exactly, Robert. When you start that drive, it doesn't sound like much, 1st and 15, but if you can't get something going on that first play, really puts you in a hole for the rest of the drive.
Especially when you're playing this Mamaroneck defense, Sam. It will be Drummond taking the shotgun pass. And, oh, fumble! Loose football in Mamaroneck. Did they recover? They did. It was number 72, Michael Hers, the senior.
First down, Tigers in your own territory.
And that's the risk you take from running that shotgun formation. The ball very slick right now as we see the rain is starting to come back. That one just looked like it slipped out of the hands of Drummond, and Mamaroneck was there to fall on it.
And if I were to guess, Sam, they're going to give it right back to Pineros again. What do you say?
I think that sounds pretty good for the Mamaroneck offense so far. They really haven't had any troubles with that so far.
Thelander will be in the shotgun. I guess that did work on their last couple of plays. And
interesting formation with 3 to the far side, 3 wideouts to the far
look out
side.
for a screen. No, but they'll just give it to Pineros. No! And it is a fake by Thelander, and he'll get a couple of yards. I think that faked out everyone in the field, Sam.
Sure faked me out, Robert.
Pick up 3, 2.
So that'll bring up a second down and 7.
Second down on the 15-yard line.
I think what comes with new coach, second-year coach Anthony Vitti, is that kind of creative aspect. He's had some of these plays in the first 5 games of the season, which we really haven't seen from past Mamaroneck coaches.
Actually, there is a flag on the play that will, I believe it's holding. That's going to draw the Tigers way back, and that'll take them outside of the red zone when they start at the 16-yard line. So constantly play there, Sam.
And the rain is starting to come down a bit harder here at Memorial Field.
So first down and very long now for the Tigers of Mamaroneck, and they will have Thelander under center, and he'll give it off to Pineros, I would believe, and he does, and Pineros breaks out of the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Brett Pineros, mercy!
What an electric first quarter this has been from Mamaroneck and Brett Pineros. No surprises here for the senior halfback.
Definitely, Sam. And it'll be number 66, Contreras, to attempt the field goal, and Thelander will hold it. So snap, it's good, and it is up and good. 14-0, Mamaroneck Tigers. 2 drives, 2 scores, and we'll be right back on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. We're back here on LMC-TV Varsity Sports, and Mamaroneck jumps out to a 14-0 lead.
As you can see, the umbrellas are out here as the rain's starting to pick up here at Memorial Field.
And here is the opening, here is the kickoff, and oh, number 23, that is going to be Chambliss, and just nailed by the Mamaroneck defensive player. I think that was number 36, Musacchio, or the Moose. It's actually Michael Fitzgerald with the big hit. And that will bring up a first down and 10 for the struggling Rams.
I think the Rams need this drive here. Down 14 early in homecoming at this big Memorial Stadium. I think if you lose momentum early, I don't know if you can ever get it back here.
Yes, definitely, Sam, as it will be first down and 10, ball in the 32, a little better field position as he'll have a split back in the shotgun. And you've got number 12, Ippolito, to his right side. And oh, follows the snap. Second one of the day is recovered by John Schutte. Unbelievable. 2 plays in a row.
And this has really got to question your play calling now, as you've had 2 snaps bobbled from that spread formation already. And if you're down 3 scores very early here, that's going to put you in a really tough position, something that you definitely don't want to be in.
Indeed, Sam, as the ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line.
This is completely not reminiscent of last year's game, which was a big turnaround in the end where Mamaroneck had a chance to take the lead in the final seconds, trailing 27-26, missed the 2-point conversion and ended up losing 27-26. But that's just an example of what this rivalry is like.
Yes,
but it's been all Mamaroneck so far.
So they'll be in a strong eye formation, and it is going to be Thelander giving it off to Robbie Nigro, and Nigro slips, or else he may have gotten a touchdown, but he still picks up about 10 yards, and I think that's going to bring down a second down and very short. Actually, I do believe that will be a first down. They're going to measure it.
And this Mamaroneck rushing attack This Mamaroneck rushing attack has just been relentless so far. Portchester has done nothing to slow it down. And you're really going to have to do something. If you could just limit the yardage here, that's going to help you a little bit. But they're just really having trouble getting anything done because Mamaroneck keeps driving down the field so quickly. Yes, turnovers obviously also a big factor.
So first down and 10, goal to go. Nigro in the shotgun. It will be Thelander passing. Rolls out to the right side. And he'll throw. And it is completed on the very far side. Just caught, and I believe that is number 7, Matt Marino on the play.
That was a great catch by Marino on that play. With the pressure in his face, Thelander got that ball out, and Marino just able to hold onto it onto that near sideline. Really something you'd like to see from Marino early.
So that will now bring up a first down and a second down, excuse me, an 8 ball. Actually, second down and goal, ball on the 8-yard line. Strong eye, you have Nigro behind Thelander. And give it off to Nigro, to the 5, to the 3, touchdown. Robbie Nigro, 20-0 Mamaroneck Tigers.
Portchester just seems to be in shock right now. Both teams 2 and 3 and fairly even coming into this game. But turnovers really hurting Portchester early as Mamaroneck will take a 3-score lead here early in the game.
Definitely, Sam. And Contreras will kick his 3rd extra point of the day. And the kick is on its way, and it is up and good. 21-0 Mamaroneck Tigers. We'll be right back. We're back in Mamaroneck Memorial Field. Tigers have gone out to a 21-0 lead, and the rout is officially on. Portchester must get something going here in the early going with 2:07 left to go in the first quarter. It will be Robbie Nigro, who's done everything today, as I said before, and he will kick off on his squib kick. Excuse me, that's Pineras, who Robbie Nigro scored the last touchdown. And a gorgeous squib, and that will be picked up by Portchester and smacked down at the 15-yard line.
You can tell Mamaroneck is just pumped up for this game. Every single hit has been huge. Every single run has been explosive, and it's just hard to keep up with.
Last week we did a lot of father and son.
Let me tell you something, Sam. Robbie Nigro is only a junior, and I wouldn't be surprised if he'll be like the senior mentor, number 20, Brett Pineros.
Yeah, Robbie Nigro very much represents the younger half of this Mamaroneck team and has really been very strong this year.
Although it's senior night, Sam, the majority of the team are juniors, which brings up some potential for next season.
Definitely, Robert. We saw that Robbie Nigro already over 200 yards for the season.
That will be Chambliss, and he is stopped for about a 3-yard gain. That Mamaroneck Tigers defense, although 2 bad snaps, picked up 2 turnovers today and only 1 first down. They have been unbelievable thus far.
You have to wonder if Portchester is going to change some of this play calling. Every single snap so far has been in the shotgun, and they've lost 2 of them already. So you have to wonder if they're going to show some more ace formation stuff.
So this brings up a 2nd down and 6. Ball on the 20-yard line. And thus far today, I don't think they've gotten past the 40. Well, Tigers have scored 3 touchdowns already, so must get something going here. And they'll give that off to number 23, Chambliss, to the 40-yard line. Finally dragged down by Will Parkinson. But, Sammy, what a run and what an important play there.
That could really change the momentum here as Portchester really needing that sort of run to get them back in this game. They've been having a lot of trouble moving the football, but look for that play to really encourage their offense.
Yes, Sam, momentum definitely a factor now thus far for the Rams of Portchester, but that could have brought some of it back. And you'll have number 10, the quarterback, Drummond. He's only a sophomore, folks, so he has some good years ahead of him.
Good potential for
Portchester. They'll give it off to Chambliss. And, oh my, the Mamaroneck defense stopping that run. He had nothing. That was a cement wall that he ran into.
That Mamaroneck defensive line has just been stumping offenses for this entire season. Nobody's really found a way to run the ball on them.
Yes,
and
Sam.
It really just improves their style of play.
Definitely. Last week against Lincoln, they won 41-8, and really the rush defense was incredible in that game, and I think that's one of the reasons why Lincoln was only able to score 8 points in that game. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and about 10, but I think that's going to do it for the quarter. We'll be back on LMC-TV Varsity Sports.
And back on the field here at Memorial Field, Mamaroneck took a 21-0 lead in that first quarter as referee will whistle.
And Sam, that was all because of great running by Robbie Nigro and Brett Pineros, but only on one of those drives did they extend the whole entire field. The other 2 were given to them inside the red zone at the 20 on 2 bad snaps by Portchester.
Yeah, that's really been one of the changes of momentum so far. It's really been the basis of this Mamaroneck offense, how they've started 2 of their drives inside of the red zone. And Portchester's really just been moving the ball backwards so far today, but finally some good momentum to start this drive.
Yes, definitely, Sam. Portchester has now called a timeout. That's what the delay is about.
We'll be back on the field in just a few on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. Back in the field here at Memorial Field as Mamaroneck defense will take the field, leading by 21 points here to start the second quarter.
Let me tell you something, Sam. The fans do not want to leap, even though this scores 21-0. Festivities are still on as they've ever been before.
And I don't think Portchester will be letting up for a second as Drummond will summon a man in motion. Will be the tight end as he looks towards that near sideline and pass, and it's almost intercepted.
That was Pineros nearly on the interception, Sam. And like I've told you before, he plays everywhere. He's always next to the ball.
And Pineros has seemed to be making some very impact kind of plays so far today. That one almost going the other way from Mamaroneck.
Brand new principal at Mamaroneck High School.
This is close!
As we'll see what Portchester can do here on a big 3rd and 10 situation. Got to move the ball down the field. Joining the huddle now is quarterback Kyle Drummond as he's received the play from his coach and he's ready to hit the field.
Now, Sam, on this 3rd down and 10, they're going to come from the shotgun. Snapping has been a constant problem for them thus far today.
We'll see how that affects them here as Drummond with 2 split backs and he's going to hand this one off, and it's going to be stopped short, and a good play that time, as it was Trevor Chambliss on that play, but he's just been struggling to find yards so far today, as Portchester will be forced to punt.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. And I believe, you know, the shotgun run, sometimes you get that something out of that, but I think this Mamaroneck run defense is too good. I think they may have been better off trying to pass there. Although, with this punt, they could pin them down into bad field position, which could stop the relentless rush attack from the Tigers that we've seen thus far.
Yes, Robert, Mamaroneck has had a very strong rushing attack so far today, and we'll see if Mamaroneck will have lesser field position than they've had. Matt Marino back to return, and he'll let this one bounce, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, and that's where Mamaroneck will start the drive.
So, Mamaroneck, in, you know, decent field position, but in the last two drives, you can't blame all those 21 points on the Portchester defense, because give them some credit, Sam, they were inside the red zone starting those drives twice. So, although they haven't shown any ability to stop Mamaroneck thus far today, I think having bad field position for their opposing team is an advantage to get a stop here. And they must get something going. As you see, the Mamaroneck Tiger fans are going on fire right now.
So we'll see right here if this Portchester defense can get a clutch stop that they're looking for. As it's Parker Thelander in the gun with Brett Pineros beside him. He's got three wide receivers to the near side, and Pineros is just dropped.
Big play there, Sammy, by the Portchester defense. I think they needed that for their momentum. They know if they could stop him once, they could stop him more times. And right there, they stop him for a 3-yard loss, which is a huge play. Not only gives the Tigers a 2nd down 13, which is going to be difficult for them to make, but also lets the defense know that they are capable of stopping this run.
And though it was a very important play, we've seen Brett Pineros and Robbie Nigro able to break those long runs so far today. So we'll see if that will have any effect here on the next play, as Parker Thelander will set up once again from that shotgun formation with Pineros beside him. They got three wide receivers to the near side, one to the far side. As Pineros take a pretty low snap, and this one's going to be a screen, and Marino will get absolutely nothing on that play. Great coverage that time by Jason Ipolino.
Yes, definitely, Sam. And Ipolino, one of the great offensive running backs for them today, also plays linebacker. And that'll bring down 3rd down and 13, Sam. And I would imagine Tigers have to pass today. They've only completed one pass in a couple of tries, so we haven't really seen how that's going to work. But this is a crucial stop for Portchester. Golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And this would definitely be a big stop here, as for the 3rd time this drive, Parker Thelander will line up in the gun. He's got two to the near side, two to the far side. Robbie Nigro, the junior running back, in the backfield for him. And Thelander under pressure, he's gonna roll out. He's got some space. He's gonna throw to a wide open man, it's Matt Marino. And Marino will push forward for another Mamaroneck 1st down.
You know what they did, Sam, on that play? They put their two best players on the team, I believe. It was Brett Pineros and Will Parkinson to the left side, which opened up the right side for the rollout. It was an easy throw to Matt Marino.
That was a great play so far. And Matt Marino's really been a big part of this offense so far today for Mamaroneck, and it's really got to be messing with Portchester's heads as they've been preparing for this big attack by Will Parkinson, and Matt Marino lining up in those slot positions has really just been driving them crazy so far.
I think that's a bit of a heartbreak for Portchester. I think they really thought they would get a stop there, but another opportunity upcoming, and still not very great field position for the Tigers.
As Thelander will line up under center for the first time, Marino in motion. And this one's going to be a pitch to Pineros, and Pineros has got some speed. Pineros breaking through tackles, and he's finally brought down at about the 48-yard line. A nice run that time by Brett Pineros.
Would you expect anything different, Sam? I mean, all day long he's been running right all over this defense.
The offensive line has surely been giving pretty big holes for Pineros to run through, but he's really been making a lot of the difference, juking through, powering his way through, using his speed to get to the outside.
Yes, definitely. And I think that's the reason why the Tigers are up 21 is because of their rush game. But also they've had two clutch 3rd down passes, which have been opened up by the run. And let's see if Mamaroneck can pick up this 2nd down and 1.
Give the credit to Parker Thelander today. He's really come through in the clutch so far. So he's got lines up under center with Pineros beside him. And this is just going to be a hand up the middle for Pineros, and Pineros forward momentum will bring him to about the 46-yard line. Another Mamaroneck first down. And now some jostling down in the field, and here comes a flag. And it looks like there's going to be a personal foul called on both sides here. We're going to take a brief break as they figure everything out, and we'll be back in a few. Back on the field here at Memorial Field. On the previous penalty, there were offsetting personal foul called, as it will be 1st and 10 once again. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 44 for the Tigers.
You know, Sammy, tensions are high here, but they got to keep it under control because there's still a long football game to be played. And, you know, you don't want to get getting chippy this early.
We'll see what happens here as Parker Thelander lines up under center in that strong back formation. He's going to hand this one off to Pineros, and Pineros pushing forward. He's going to get around one or two on that play, as tight coverage that time, tight playing that time by the Portchester defensive line.
Ball is on the Ram 42-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
We'll see what second-year coach Anthony Vitti has up his sleeves right now. Thelander enters the huddle here with a 2nd and 8 from the 42. 6:33 to go in the game, to go in the first half so far. And pretty one-sided game so far. Mamaroneck with a 21-0 lead here. As Thelander lines up under center, Pineros beside him. Thelander with the throw, and this one is just missed that time.
You know, Sammy, I want to bring something up to you. Number 11, William Parkinson, although that pass was incomplete, is not someone you should keep in single coverage because Thelander's a great quarterback, and, you know, that's just allowing a 40-yard gain right there. I think, although they're having trouble stopping the Mamaroneck run attack, that was inevitably going to be tried.
And a somewhat dangerous pass that time by Thelander, as it looked like the Rams secondary had a good shot of knocking that one down.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. It looked like it might have been intercepted, but actually went through his hands, but it fell incomplete.
As Thelander once again will line up under center. He's got Marino to the near side, Parkinson to the far side, and Pineros behind him. And he's going to look for Parkinson again. A nice grab by Parkinson. And this one's complete down to the 31-yard line, and another Mamaroneck first down.
Same deal, Sam. Single coverage. He'll beat you every time.
And I don't think Portchester is understanding how dangerous Will Parkinson is right now, leaving him in single coverage, like you said, Robert. And he's really been able to take advantage of it. He's had some very open tries so far. He's just missed on a couple of plays, a couple of big plays. But that just shows you how dangerous he is.
Well, Sammy, the defense is obvious for Portchester is obviously in flux right now. I mean, they've had a couple of 3rd down longs, and every single time Mamaroneck pulls it off on the pass. And I think they're just so afraid of that running game that the pass is wide open.
And Mamaroneck could really blow the game wide open here, as it's going to be a handoff to Pineros, and Pineros finds a seam up the middle. He's going to be brought down at about the 21-yard line there. A gain of around 7 on that play. And that'll bring up 2nd and 3.
You know, as the Portchester Rams essentially reach the red zone here, I think if they could stop them, I mean, even if it's a field goal, just something. They haven't stopped them all game long. And I think from what we've seen today, the Portchester offense does have some ability to move the ball. I don't think it's necessarily been a case that they've been shut down today, although the Mamaroneck defense has played very well. And I would like to see if they can get stopped here and potentially get back into the game on the next drive.
Yes, Robert, Mamaroneck has 3 for 3 with 3 touchdowns so far on offense. As this is going to be a pitch to the far side to Pineros, and Pineros with some speed. It's going to be brought down at about the 13-yard line, and it'll be another Mamaroneck first down.
That's another Tiger. First down.
And I think if you could get Pineros moving laterally, there's not much you can do to stop him. He usually will break that initial tackle, and he has the speed to get into the open field. So just some smart play calling to take advantage of where the Rams are struggling so far on D.
You know, Sam, he's just such a hard running back to stop. I mean, you're indeed correct. He's so fast that he can run to the outside easily, but also you're not going to beat him on a single hit. It's going to take at least 2 men or out of bounds to stop him.
As Thelander under center with Pineros beside him. And he's going to throw this one to the end zone. Just knocked down that time. Tight D on that play for the Portchester defense.
You know, great play.
And that one was intended for Will Parkinson on that play.
Great play there. And the quarterback, Parker Thelander, and Will Parkinson have really been hooking up well today. Fortunately for the Tigers, Parkinson dropped that pass. But, I mean, the pass is wide open for them. And I think really what the Mamaroneck offense is doing is working to perfection thus far today, which is indeed probably the reason why they have scored 3-on-3 drives.
Thelander in that strong back formation. This is going to be another handoff to Pineros, and Pineros with some speed. Will get a few that time, but it looks like he's brought down at about the 9-yard line.
You know, Sammy, that hole broke open. I thought we were going to see another touchdown, but great job by the linebacker stopping.
And so Mamaroneck, a big opportunity here as it's about 3rd and 4 on this play. And Portchester needs a stop here. You wonder if Mamaroneck will even go for it if they don't get this 4th down, but that's something to decide after this play as Parker Thelander will line up in the shotgun formation. Pineros beside him. He's got 4 wide receivers. And Thelander to throw. Now he's going to scramble. Thelander with some space. And he's brought down a strong tackle that time.
And Sammy, I think that's going to be a sack. And what you were mentioning before, that brings up, I guess, about a 4th down and 5. And interesting decision for the Tigers. Let's see how confident do they feel in their kicker. You know, it's 21-0 now, 24-0 would just extend the lead. I don't know if you necessarily need another touchdown.
And Jason Ippolito on a very strong tackle that time, bringing him down by the legs. But now there is a flag on the play.
That penalty is declined. 4th down.
As it'll be 4th and 4. It will remain 4th and 4 as there was a holding call against Mamaroneck, but Portchester will decline. And this will bring up a Mamaroneck around 4th and 5 here.
I think for the Portchester Rams, if they are going to win this game, this might be the biggest play when they look at it.
And Mamaroneck will take a timeout to discuss what's going on this 4th down. As we'll be back with more varsity sports action here on LMC-TV when we return. Welcome back to Memorial Field. A big 4th down and 5 opportunity here for the Tigers. They're at about the 10-yard line right now.
They're actually going to kick a field goal, Sam.
And it appears that the kicker, Alexis
Terrace,
will come out to kick the field goal here to try to put them up 24-0. As this one is up and good.
I think that was a smart decision, Sam. I think, you know, for what I saw on that play, that was an easy kick for him. And, you know, 24-0. Now it's essentially a 4-possession game.
And Contreras, very clutch field goal there. 24-0 Tigers when we return. Back on the field here at Memorial Field as Brett Pineros set for the kickoff. He's had a couple of squib kicks so far today, and we'll see what he'll do here. It'll be another low kick, and this one's going to get some spin, and this one will roll into the Mamaroneck end zone, and it'll be a touchback as the Rams will start their offensive drive here from the 20-yard line.
You know, Sammy, that was a risky return there, as the returner, I think he might have tipped the ball. I don't think he did. I think he intentionally allowed the ball to go through, but very close. And, you know, if he did touch that ball, I mean, that would really allow for it's a loose ball after the kickoff, and that would have created very bad field position for them.
That could have been a disaster indeed, Robert.
So potentially a bit of a break for Portchester offense, who needs. I think if they could get 3 points, anything going, that would be great if going into halftime.
And a big possession here for the sophomore Kyle Drummond And this Portchester Rams under pressure. He's going to throw off the helmet. And incomplete.
Sammy, there were about 4 Tigers there and about only 1 white shirt. Not the best decision on that pass. And you're right, it did hit one of the players' helmets. And, you know, it was really a loose balloon up in the air. And they just couldn't fall on it.
It looks like it was Minor Cordejo. And the ball bounced off his helmet and was in play. And Tigers almost making a big play that time.
Pineros really wanted that interception. I mean, he was right there. But
Pineros has had quite the day on offense, plus 1 big defensive stop so far. And this 3-sport athlete has really been showing a lot of his athleticism today. Drummond back in the shotgun. He's got Chimbliss beside him, and he's going to be brought down. Not much doing there as that tough Mamaroneck defensive line continues to intimidate this Portchester offense. We got 2:48 to go in the first half of play. Mamaroneck with a 24-0 lead. 21 points coming early in that first quarter, and then adding another 3 points. Have scored points in every single offensive possession so far. And Portchester, 2 turnovers really costing them, as we'll see if sophomore quarterback Kyle Drummond can get something going here. As this one swatted away. A strong play that time as John Schutte with a nice swat in the backfield there, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Rams.
What a night the junior's having. He sacked a player and knocked that ball away. And, you know, that almost might be just as good as a sack. So bring up a 4th down, and they'll have to punt.
John's brother Ryan, one of the future players of this Mamaroneck Tigers football squad, as he is the starting quarterback on the JV team, as we look to see if he'll have some action next year. But John, plenty of athleticism, as he showed it on that last play.
And at the 50-yard line is the dangerous Brett Pineros. Look for him to have a huge punt return.
And Portchester, we'll see if they even kick it to him. A low snap here. Barely able to get this one up, but this is a strong kick as Pineros is rushed back to about the 30, and this one will take. Now Pineros is going to pick it up. And a big hit that time. Will Parkinson with a big block that time. And Pineros was able to get something out of nothing as he's brought down at about the 35 that time.
You know, the Portchester quick return player was, you know, he was saying, all right, we're letting the ball go here. That's a good sign, as they weren't going to allow him to get the ball. But Brett Pineros says, excuse me, and he runs for about 10 yards.
And that's just one of the things that Brett Pineros has done right today, as he's been all over the field.
Let's go, Tigers!
As Mamaroneck, the 24-0 here, looking to extend on that in this drive. 2 minutes to go in the half, and we'll see if Coach Anthony Vitti will have his team striving for another touchdown here on this drive. As Thelander back in the gun, he's got time, now he's under pressure, breaks the tackle, now he's going to scramble, and this one's complete to Will Parkinson to about midfield.
You know, Sammy, that's the 2nd time they had Will Parkinson and Pineros off to the left side, and that broke out to a great run. Good job breaking the tackle by Thelander, and finds a wide open Will Parkinson, who shifts to the middle of the field. The flow is to the left, Sam, and they went to the right, and it was wide open.
And what a game for the senior quarterback, Thelander. His stats might not be as good as Pineros's, but he is just as big a part of this offense as Pineros has been so far today. He's been making some really strong plays as he lines up under center with Robbie Nigro behind him as he's going to roll out. He's got a lot of pressure this time. He's going to complete this one to Nigro, and nobody even near Nigro. So he's got space, and he's flipped over at about the 36-yard line. And this Mamaroneck offense has been making something out of nothing all game so far today.
You know, Sammy, you said Brett Pineros and Thelander are equally good. I would say Brett Pineros has done a little more on the yardage, but Thelander, very clutch today, which has been another key for the Tigers.
Thelander's made some great plays. He's made some very athletic plays, too. Because Parker Thelander has showed his speed and athletic ability. He's been able to scramble out of the pocket and make those big plays. And as there is a stoppage on the play, we're going to take a quick break and get back in a few. Back at the field here as Mamaroneck driving right down the field. Two big plays by quarterback Parker Thelander has brought Mamaroneck all the way down to this 35-yard line, as it just hasn't mattered for the Tigers where they start the drive. They've been able to move the football down and put points up on every single drive.
Look out for Hoffman on the left.
For a minute 25 to go, Thelander under a lot of pressure, but Thelander is going to scramble, breaks a nice tackle and good throw, and Parkinson almost comes down with this one, but I think he was juggling it out of bounds and it'll be incomplete.
You know, that was a good rollout by Thelander not to get sacked, and he nearly found Parkinson. It was a bit high of a pass, but understandable with all the pressure he had, and nearly a great play from the Mamaroneck Tigers.
And this just has to be infuriating for this Portchester defense. They've had such great pressure on the last couple of plays, but the athletic ability of Parker Thelander has just made them unable to do anything on these defensive plays.
You know, I wouldn't describe Thelander as a scrambling quarterback, but he has scrambled today, as he's not the fastest guy on the field, but maybe one of the smartest, as he hasn't been sacked yet.
I think Thelander has shown some speed today, though, as he's been really, as this one's going to be handoff to Paneros. Paneros off that, and Paneros with some space. He's to the 20, breaks the tackle to the 15. He's going to go across field. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. Touchdown, Brett Paneros. And there's a flag down on the play.
Hold the phone, everybody, because there's a yellow piece of cotton hanging around about the 40-yard line that's going to bring us all the way back. And that was an incredible run, though, by Paneros. He shifted to the right, from the left side, in motion, to the right side. Went downfield and then back to the left side for the touchdown, but it's all coming back because of a holding penalty.
But Brett Paneros really showing you an example of his athleticism. He just gets down the field so quickly and so confidently, especially that cut down at about the 15-yard line really just stumped the rest of the Portchester secondary.
You know, I remember a couple years back, Reggie Bush at USC made a run exactly like that, and Brett Paneros is a very similar type of running back.
One of the people who Brett Paneros really reminds me of is former Michigan running back Mike Hart. He really has that kind of speed, not the biggest guy on the field, but can really power his way through for those extra yards, as Thelander in the gun is going to throw, looking, and this one's complete to Hoffman. Hoffman's to the 20. Hoffman with space. He's to the 5, and he's in. Sorry, he's going to be just shy of the end zone.
We're only at the 1-yard line, but great shake and bake by Hoffman there, as the screen was just, it just wasn't defended. I think they were expecting the run after that great run by Paneros, and just a little bit of trickeration there, perhaps a little unexpected for the Portchester defense, and that's why you see the big play.
And Portchester will take a timeout here, see if they can sort something out on defense as the rain returns here to Memorial Field when we return. Back in the field as the rain starts to pick up here at Memorial Field.
You know, Sammy, one thing I've noticed about Paneros, which all good running backs have, is when he's running, his feet never stop moving. They keep going, even when he's getting tackled, which makes it very hard to tackle him down, and also gives him great speed. He fights very hard for that first down every single time.
And Brett Paneros has done a fantastic job with this Mamaroneck team so far, racking over close to 700 yards on the season, as Thelander on a quick route here, looking. This one's caught by Parkinson. Did he stay in bounds? They say yes. Touchdown, Mamaroneck.
You know, Sammy, the key to that play, it was single coverage. Parkinson, I've been talking about this all day long. He just popped it up. There was no chance. They had a great arm right in there, one-hand catch right on the corner of the end zone, and made the touchdown. But really, it was all set up by the single coverage there. Thelander saw it. There was no question what he was going to do from the start of the snap in his mind, and an easy touchdown for the Mamaroneck Tigers.
And this is certainly not what Portchester would have hoped, as the snap's a bit high and the extra point is blocked. So our score will stand at 30-0. Portchester struggling here in the first half against Mamaroneck when we return.
3 to Chambliss. Second down.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody blew the whistle on this. Shoot. Belt's got to come out. Dude, what did I tell you? Touchdown, dude. Dance, bro. We're having a fucking dance party in the end zone. I told you, man. Keep playing, let's go.
Kick is good.
I'm done.
Back at the field here, 13 seconds remaining in the half. Mamaroneck dominating this first half as Brett Pineros will kick this one off, and it's a line drive. This one will go near the end zone. This one stopped at the 1. A questionable decision to pick this one up, and he's brought down inside the 5. And with 8 seconds remaining, Portchester having a lot of trouble getting something going.
You know, Sam, on that last play, John Schutte just scooping up and scoring a touchdown. And I think that's just a huge will breaker for the Portchester Rams, as I think, you know, down 30-0, they're thinking maybe we could get it closer, you know, potentially get back into the game. But I think that 37-0 score really is it's going to be hard for them to come back. But, you know, I would like to look forward to and see, will they come out, fight the adversity, and perhaps make this into somewhat of a game by the end of it. They have 2 halves left to play. They need to think about that.
And in a rivalry game, anything can happen, as we'll see what sophomore quarterback Kyle Drummond will do here, as he just takes the knee as we count down the final seconds left in the half. As we end the first half here from Memorial Field, the score at the half, Mamaroneck 37, Portchester 0. Back here at Memorial Field, getting ready to start the second half. Mamaroneck will receive, and they basically dominated that first half of play, scoring 37 unanswered points and have that 37-0 lead carrying over into this second half. Robert, do you think Portchester will have enough to really get a shot back here?
I think Portchester will come out of this second half maybe not as motivated as they would need to be to come all the way back. I don't know if they're necessarily good enough, but they're going to give it their all, Sam, in this great rivalry game, and they're not going to want to be shut out.
And Matt Marino on the run, he finds a hole, and he's brought down at about the 45-yard line. One hopper caught by Marino, and he basically did the rest, as Mamaroneck will have good field position once again today.
You know, the Portchester defense, I believe, they have stopped Mamaroneck 0 times. They've let up 5 touchdowns and a field goal. A missed extra point makes it 37, not 38. But on the 6 drives they've had, they've scored every single time. Look for them to see if they can just get one stop, something to give them some confidence going into the second half.
And you really have to think if Thelander and these Mamaroneck Tigers can get a good drive going here, it could really help them, as Brett Pineros on the outside, and he's got a hole. Pineros to the 40, Pineros to the 30, he's gone! Touchdown, Brett Pineros! And that just takes the wind out of the sails for Portchester.
Yeah, definitely, Sammy. I don't think that's what Portchester envisioned on the first play from scrimmage on the second half at all, as they'll make the Tigers go up 43-0. And, I mean, that really just breaks the will of Portchester. Maybe, thinking, it's a new half, new game, and then right then and there, Pineros, who's been beating them up all game long, shows them once again that he's going to beat them up in the second half.
And Brett Pineros, once again, Portchester just didn't seem ready for the kind of athletic ability he brings to the table, as Contreras set to take the extra point here, and it's bobbled. Contreras will try to take it, and he's taken down. So it'll be a missed extra point, as the score will remain at 43-0, Mamaroneck. As Mamaroneck will jog off the field. They're pretty happy with our 43-0 lead when we return. Back at the field here at Memorial Field, as a 33-second first drive, which consisted of Brett Pineros. One play.
And a good play, Sam.
As Pineros will squib another kick here. Really don't want to give Portchester a return here, as he is brought down at about right before the 30-yard line. As Portchester will have an opportunity on offense. And this Mamaroneck defense has just been outstanding so far today. Portchester hasn't been able to find an answer yet, and Mamaroneck is just pumped up. And sophomore quarterback Kyle Drummond has done actually a pretty good job running his team so far. The Mamaroneck attack has just been so overwhelming so far.
Sammy, in 1999, Portchester blew out Mamaroneck 46-0. And that owns, in the last 30 years, the largest win ever. And Mamaroneck only 3 points behind that stat. And you would imagine Portchester does not want to be shut out in this game.
And he is brought down on that play. It's going to be Chambliss on the run. And he is going to be wrapped up and brought down at about the 27-yard line there. And Robert, like you said before, the largest win of the series between Mamaroneck and Portchester was 46-0 in the last 30 years. And Mamaroneck really looking to take a shift in this series. They are down 13 games. Portchester has a record of 46-33-5 in this series, and they've really been the dominant force. Won the last 2 meetings, but Mamaroneck just showing no signs of letting up today, as there was a pitch that time, and he's going to be tripped up at about the 30-yard line. That's going to be Chambliss once again. He's going to be wrapped up at another 3rd and long here for Portchester, so they just can't get anything going on offense.
Sammy, this game today, I think, assuming Mamaroneck wins it, they're going to look back at this game and going into next year, perhaps the Scarsdale game next Saturday or Friday, and they're really going to look to see how could this win shift the Mamaroneck football program. In the last 3 years, they've been pretty dreadful on the wins column, but 3 wins, 3 losses this year, and I think this is a great start for next year as well.
Drummond from the gun, low snap, almost misses that one, and he's almost wrapped up. This one is bounced, and it'll be another 3 and out for Portchester, as Mamaroneck and speedy Brett Pineros will get the ball right back.
If I could sum up Portchester's drives today, it's essentially been bad snaps, terrible blocking, and throws under pressure by the quarterback, and Drummond has just not been able to get anything going today. I really just don't see what's working right now. You gotta snap the ball better, and you gotta get something going on this Mamaroneck defense. Something. I mean, 43-0. That's a bad loss. But if it's 43-0, but you move the ball a couple of times, then that's a little better.
Yeah, Portchester really wanting to get some momentum for next week, as they're forced to punt once again.
You're right, Sammy. The season is not over, though. They still have another game.
Matt Marino deep for the Tigers. And another pretty good punt. Marino's going to let this one bounce once. Now he's going to take it at about the 26, and Marino's got blocks. Marino, another good return, as he's going to break this one down to about the 49-yard line. And Matt Marino will give Mamaroneck good field position as they'll start in Portchester territory. And Parker Thelander will come back on the field. with junior running back Robbie Nigro. We'll see if he gets some more carries here in this second half.
You know, the Tigers have done a great job of returning kicks today. I think one of the problems has been the punter's been out kicking the coverage, giving great people like Robbie Nigro, Brett Veneros, and Matt Marino lots of room to develop, and that's the reason why they've had such success today.
And it seems like Mamaroneck will be moved back to about the 40 following the penalty. As Thelander lining up in that strong back formation, he's got Nigro behind him, and Nigro's going to take the carry, and Nigro with some speed. Nigro breaks it through the 50. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. To the 10. Touchdown, Robbie Nigro. And Mamaroneck just is showing no signs of stopping.
Sammy, Nigro, Pineros, anyone, it doesn't matter. Those holes are wide open. Great speed by these tailbacks. And 49-0 lead for the Tigers. They have broken this one up. And no one has left this game, Sammy, as the crowd still is into the festivities today. Let's see if they can make it 50-0, and they have broken that streak if they can withhold this 0 on the scoreboard of that 46-0 shutout.
Robert, this has been the highest score as the extra point is up and good to make it 50-0. This has been the highest scoring game in the last 30 years for this rivalry. So Mamaroneck has put up 50 points and has just shown no signs of stopping. We'll see if they can continue their successes when we return. Back here at Memorial Field, as Brett Pineros will get set for the kickoff. As with 8:45 to go in this third quarter, Mamaroneck all over Portchester, up 50-0 right now, showing no signs of stopping. As Brett Pineros will line it up ready for the kick.
This has been a common procedure today, Sam.
It's another squib kick, but this one's actually going to be stopped. A nice job that time by Portchester. He's going to run into his own man. Be brought down at about the 34-yard line. A reasonably good field position for Portchester to start the drive. That was Seabrook on the carry for Portchester. Brought down at about the 34, and that's where they'll start the drive. 1st and 10 here. 8:32 remaining in the quarter.
You know, Sam, I'm curious to see if the Tigers are going to put in some of their backups today. Here, you know, the game is clearly out of hand, and although maybe they want to run up the score a bit, they do not want to do it too much.
Marino!
It'll be Drummond back in. He's going to hand this one off. And there's nothing doing there for that Mamaroneck D. As Portchester's had a lot of trouble on offense, especially that running game. As we've seen in games past, Mamaroneck has primarily been a defensive team because of this tough defensive line.
Exactly, Sam, and the defensive line has made it easy on the secondary, who has also played great today. I don't think Portchester's even completed a pass thus far.
Stephen Puglia has been one of the impact defensive players so far this year. And the snap is over the head, and he still loses the ball. This one's going to be jumped on in. It's a scrum for the ball. Drummond was the one who missed the
common problem.
And Portchester will take the ball here, but not for a loss of about 30 yards on that play, as the third snap that is missed by Drummond, the sophomore quarterback Drummond today.
You know, Sammy, although Portchester got that back, 3 bad snaps, 3rd down in about 35 yards, I would believe here. Way too far for them to get the 1st down, and really 3 turnovers on bad snaps today, which has not helped to the score at all.
As Drummond will actually line up under center. This is the first time he's lined up under center today, and it looks like someone jumped early for the Portchester Rams, and this will send them even far back. Sorry, this will be on the defense, as Portchester will move 5 yards closer, as they'll have a little more manageable 3rd and 30, but not sure how much it'll help them here in a long yardage situation.
3rd down in a little less than a mile.
We'll see what Drummond can do here.
Look for the Tigers are playing somewhat of a prevent type of defense, kind of like if you were defending a Hail Mary pass here, because the 3rd down and 30, you could afford to let up the short pass here, Sammy.
Mamaroneck does have a lot of defensive backs deep. They're really not going to let up the 1st down here. They've had control of the game so far, as Portchester has not moved the ball past the 50-yard line. Mamaroneck has scored on every single possession they've had, as the pass by Drummond has just dropped. It's a good pass intended for the wide receiver, Jason Ippolito, as it'll be 4th and about a mile here.
Still 0 completions for Portchester today, and they have dropped 2 wide open passes, so it's not all on Drummond. But I think Mamaroneck's defense is just showing us how good they are today, and I think this has been a fantastic performance thus far.
Portchester looking a bit overwhelmed by this Mamaroneck defense.
I think overwhelmed would be a great word for it, Sam.
Coach Anthony Vitti, this would probably be the biggest win of his coaching career here in his 2nd year. Whenever you can beat your biggest rival, Portchester, especially in this blowout fashion we've seen, as Will Hoffman will miss it, but he called the fair catch. It looks like this one will be spotted at about the 48-yard line.
Yes.
Sorry, that was Dylan Pales-Freeman on the return.
You know, Sammy, in the last 6 quarters and in 7 minutes, the Mamaroneck Tigers have outscored their opponent 98-8. Now, is that impressive or what?
That's pretty impressive, Robert. That's definitely something you're going to want to see, especially going to a tough Scarsdale program. And there'll be a timeout on the field as Coach Anthony Vitti will talk to his Mamaroneck offense here. They lead 50-0 when we return. As Mamaroneck will start their drive from the 48-yard line. They've had 2 plays so far in the 2nd half, and they've accounted for 13 points, coming off of big runs. As it's going to be the backup quarterback, McCarthy, who's going to hand this one off to Jarrell Seamster on the carry. As Mamaroneck has got their 2nd string offense out on the field right now.
Get her lunch. Big boy goes to China. Please.
As McCarthy has seen some action so far this year.
You know, McCarthy's in my gym class, Sam, and he has shown off a very strong arm today there, and I think it's a great future for the Tigers next year, as you're seeing it right before your eyes.
As McCarthy will hand it off to Seamster again, and he's going to fight forward for a good gain there to about the 48. As Mamaroneck making some substitutions here.
So obviously they're putting in the backups now, and I think that's the proper decision. No reason to score any more points.
And McCarthy has only had 4 attempts under center. He's 3 for 4 so far this season, 34 yards. He's seeing some action so far today. He's going to hand this one off again, and Masuccio is going to be tripped up. And this will be the first stop of the game so far for Portchester, as Minor Cornejo will come in for Mamaroneck to punt.
First time this half, I believe that Mamaroneck actually had more than a play on their drive.
As with 2:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Mamaroneck all over Portchester here with a 50-0 lead. We'll see if Portchester can get something going here on offense. And stoppage on the play. And there's a timeout for Portchester. And as they get things sorted out, we'll return in just a moment. So Minor Cornejo back on the field as he's set to punt for the Tigers. Deep for Portchester is Jason Ippolito.
First punt for Canero today.
And a high snap, and it'll go over the head of Cornejo. Not much pressure from Portchester, and he'll get this one away. Good job by Cornejo as this one's going to take a Mamaroneck roll inside to about the 25-yard line. And Mamaroneck got away with one there as the snap was over the head of Cornejo, but he settled down and got off a reasonably good punt with the pressure he had.
Not normally how you do it, Sam, but it turned out to be an okay punt after all.
So Mamaroneck's defense come out onto the field once again. They've had a strong showing here against the rival Portchester Rams. As Mamaroneck, in the 85th meeting between these teams, looks for their 34th win in the series. And this could propel them to a 3-3 season, which is a great improvement from the 1-9 season they saw last year. You really have to like the changes that Coach Anthony Vitti has made for this team.
Definitely, Sam, from what I see and from how many juniors are on this roster, next year's going to be an even better season.
I would have to agree with that, Robert. They're just going forward right now. As rolling right, and he's going to be stopped. Sorry, rolling left. As Kyle Drummond is tripped up. And for the Tigers, it's going to be Dylan Sands who made the sack there. As a rowdy crowd at Mamaroneck starting to get a bit quieter as their Tigers are running away with one here.
Yeah, Sam, but the majority of them, I'd say 90% are still here. And, you know, although I guess the game's not as righty, as you said, as it was before, but, you know, they're still supporting their team. The seniors know that this is their night, and they're getting approval from the fans.
And it's been a good crowd here today for Mamaroneck as another bobbled snap here as Drummond's forced to fall on this one, and Portchester can't get anything going on offense here as they go backwards once again. And the snaps have really been a problem for Portchester.
Yes, definitely, Sam. And they haven't taken one snap from under center today. I don't know if that's in their playbook, but from the way they've been playing today, I would believe that should be maybe one thing they'll practice in the future.
Robert,
So third down and 10, and give it off to the tailback and stopped by the Tigers for about a 3-yard gain.
Hello to the students of Mamaroneck High School.
And that will be the third quarter. 50-0 Tigers.
that will be the third quarter.
We'll be right back. There's the punt now for the Portchester, and it's going to be taken by Tigers, and down to the 44-yard line is Will Hoffman. And Sammy, if you look at the scoreboard today, you wouldn't be quite sure what sport we're playing. The Tigers seem to be playing basketball. Portchester seems to be playing hockey, but we're playing football. 50-0 Tigers.
Yes, Robert, indeed, it's been quite a lopsided score right now, as the Tigers have really shown a lot of improvement on offense so far today, and that defense that's been so tough so far this season has just shown up once again, as they'll have reasonably good field position once again here from the 42-yard line. We'll see how that'll work out.
And it's going to be a first down and 10 for the Tigers. You got McCarthy in there, and right behind him is going to be number 30B, Simister. And 4 wide receivers set. And McCarthy's going to pass for Story, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Massey. And this is going to be down to the 20. 10, 5, 3. Touchdown. And there goes the shutout. I bet many of the Mamaroneck fans wanted this shutout, but just went right through them on the pick 6.
And McCarthy doesn't get a lot of action. And the throw was a bit high, but a good play that time by Justin Massey as he was able to steal that one away, get the pick 6. And though Portchester seems out of this game, this is definitely what you want to see. Get a little bit of something for next week.
Definitely, Sam. And maybe for a couple of you, you may believe in miracles. Here's the extra point. First one of the day is going to be kicked off.
What?
And they're actually going to go for two, it appears. Yeoman under center. And he's going to toss it to the outside. Massey, did he get it? He did. And it's now 50-8. Same, similar score in the last game, 48-8, as that was the final score in that one. And we'll be back on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. We're back here on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. Mamaroneck leads Portchester 58, but now they're kicking the ball off Portchester after their first touchdown, which is off a pick six by Massey. And with 11:01 left to go in the game, Portchester finally on the board. And we'll kick it off to about the 38. It was perhaps a pooch kick, and John Schutte recovers at the 38.
And I think they were just trying to keep the ball away from Matt Marino, who's just been such a threat so far on special teams. On his last three returns, has gotten Mamaroneck very good field position. So by keeping it away from Marino, that's a victory for Portchester in itself.
Also, it's not unheard of to recover a pooch kick. So you're not really trying to get the onside kick there, but it's a much higher probability than just kicking it off.
Yes, Robert. Portchester will do anything to try and get back into this ballgame. It does certainly seem impossible, but we've seen weirder things in this business.
Yeah, we certainly have, Sammy. Although this would rank up there, as is McCarthy under center, and you got Simster, and he'll give it off to him, and that is about a 5-yard gain to about the 41-yard line.
And I think that's got to be a good sign for Mamaroneck. You see the freshman Simster, who's really just been powering his way through the offense. They haven't had the offensive success they had with their starting offensive line, Brett Pineros and Parker Thelander in there. But it's good to know that you have Simster, who can really just power his way through. Sorry, he was the junior running back.
And I guess I'll call a delay or perhaps a timeout. And on LMC-TV Varsity Sports, we'll be back. We're back on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. Now it is going to be a first down and 10 ball on the 40-yard line, and it will be another run. And that one seems to be blown up on the line of scrimmage.
And Mamaroneck just seems to be running out the clock here, as they're just counting down the seconds to one of the biggest wins that they've had against their rivals in recent years. Really a strong thing for this Mamaroneck program.
You know, perhaps something still a fight for in this game. Largest blowout since 1978 has been a margin of 46 points. The margin now is 42 points. Perhaps something to still fight for the Tigers, as they'll have a split back under center, and McCarthy will fumble the football, and it is going to be recovered by Portchester. Gave it off, and the ball just didn't find anyone's hands there, Sam.
And you can see where Coach Vitti wants to give some of his younger players some action here in the second half of this game.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. As you see McCarthy when he was out there, I think he does have potential, but 2 turnovers in the last two drives. But that's something you want to get out of the way, Sam, before he's a starter next year. And I think it's good experience for him to understand those mistakes and work on it, so next year, when it's really the real deal for him, he'll be experienced already.
He might have some competition with, have we been talking about JV starter Ryan Schutte.
Indeed, he might be a formidable backup.
The future quarterback of this Mamaroneck Tigers team.
Drummond with, you got Chambliss behind him, and Drummond's gonna throw. And just like all the rest of his passes, it's incomplete, but perhaps a penalty flag. That could be pass interference. And Dylan Sands on the coverage there, the wide receiver and / middle linebacker. And we'll see what it is.
Pretty tight coverage, but it seemed pretty far away.
And it will be pass interference. So, okay, Sam, I mean, I don't know if they really feel like they have too much of a shot here, 6 touchdowns down, but they have shown some momentum here, perhaps trying to make this score seem a little more manageable, and, you know, also a lot of confidence. So, you know, they can score another touchdown, make the game 50-15, going into next year, going to next game. You know, we were out, scored 50-0, but then in the last 2 touchdowns went to us. So there's still some things to play for here.
Yes, Robert, this would be big for Portchester to come away.
Will give it off to his favorite man, Chambers, and that is down to about the 18-yard line.
And Chambliss has been one of the stronger men on this Portchester team so far today, really carrying the team. He's been a running back and a wide receiver for this Portchester attack.
Maybe the only bright spot of this offense today, who has scored 0 points. I guess they did score that 2-point conversion, but the other touchdown was scored by the Portchester defense. And you know, Sam, on that interception, you may not want to blow it all on McCarthy because his receiver did drop the pass. As Dummins and split back in the shotgun, and he'll throw, and just gets nailed by number 52, Nick Charla. I mean, he did not have any chance of getting by him, Sam.
And Nick Charla, a big boy, just completely knocks Drummons to the ground. As we've seen Drummons take a couple of beatings here from this strong Mamaroneck defensive line.
As Owl.
And with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here, Portchester's got to speed up the tempo if they're going to want something to salvage here in this game.
Indeed, Sam, but I would say they have done a better job in this 4th quarter of, you know, fighting back a bit, which is something you do want to see. In big rivalry, you don't want to quit. And Dummins now in the shotgun, and he's going to pass again, trying to look for that first completion of the day, and it is overthrown by about 10 yards.
Ski team has practice tomorrow. Ski team has practice tomorrow.
And aside from the very beginning of this game, we haven't seen much rain. There was rain in the forecast, but it dried up, and it was actually a pretty nice day here for homecoming.
Yeah, it cleared out to be a pretty nice day, and I think that has just summed up the Tigers' day today. Even on a day that seemed to be most likely thunderstorms and rain, well, you know, it shined on the Tigers, a 50-8, and it's only fitting. So you got Dummins in the shotgun now, and 2 tailbacks to his right and left, as you got Jason Ipagliato to his left. And he'll try to block, finally a completion, and will be tackled down at about the 15-yard line. That will bring up now, actually that will be a turnover on downs, and I believe Tigers will win the ball back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please support the concession stand. JV football tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Same rivalry, Rams.
So Mamaroneck will take over as they look to waste out the last 6 minutes of this clock.
So we'll see them switch teams. The offense now taking on for the Tigers. And about, I would say, the worst field position of the day. 5:52 left to go. May not matter. You know, try to get some of those young ones in such a big rivalry. Get them a little experience so they can beat them next year.
And here at homecoming, it's been quite an atmosphere. The first homecoming on this new Memorial turf field. And it doesn't fit nearly as many people who are in the stands today. Over 1,000 people showing up at this game.
McCarthy now will give it off to his tailback, and that is going to be a huge gain down to the 35-yard line. That was Simister on the play. And, you know, the Simister, he's been mostly reserved this year, but I've seen him play today and against Lincoln, and whenever you give him the ball, it seems like he does make a strong play. I think one thing that this game has proven, even towards the very end, is that these Tigers have a lot of depth And although they're missing, going to lose a couple of big seniors in Thelander and Parkinson and Pineros next year, they still have plenty of talent to go around.
And I think when you're thinking about talent for next year and leaders, you really have to think about Robbie Nigro. He's had quite the game today. He had one rush for 52 yards and a touchdown. He's added a couple more carries for some good yards, a few receptions too to add to it. And he has to represent Mamaronek's future.
So
in this
McCarthy
program.
under center, and I think that's Musacchio behind him, and he'll give it off to him, and he just gets tripped up at about the 40-yard line again at 3.
The Bush.
As we're starting to see some of the fans file out here at Memorial Field as their Mamaroneck Tigers have just delivered a beating to the Portchester Rams. This would be their biggest win in the last 30 years of this rivalry.
Yeah, Sam, as we tick under 4 minutes now, Tigers probably intent on just, running out the game now, and that's exactly what they'll do, as they'll give it off to Musacchio, and he will get to about the 43-yard line. The big fullback, the big fellow, will get it down to about a 3rd down in about
Pick up of another 4.
1 or 2.
3rd down and 1.
Another one that the Tigers are going to miss is Michael Musacchio, who doesn't always carry the ball, but he's always that big presence on defense and offense, always blocking, steering lanes open for both Pineros and Nigro.
Yes, definitely, Sam, and he's one of the more passionate players on this team, and I think he's helped them out on the field and off the field this year.
A true leader he has been.
So 3rd down and 1, Simpster behind, and they will give it to the man I just mentioned, and it will be down to about the 46. I believe that will be a 1st down.
Hard running by
And
Rick. That's a 1st down.
with the 1st down, that might be the last of the clock.
47-yard
As with 3 minutes to go here, Tigers can basically run the clock out for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, Sam, perhaps maybe one more 1st down, and that will seal the deal here. I think the Tigers have really got to be proud of this victory. I think going to this game, maybe people thought they were going to be the favorites, but I don't think anyone expected this score.
And this is really going to help their program as they head to Scarsdale next week. A very big game as they are up to 3-3. They will be up to 3-3 following the victory.
Yeah,
and
Sam.
they'll look to extend that extend their 2-game win streak as they head to Scarsdale.
You know, 4-3 winning, 4-3 regular season. I think after you dropped your first 2 games, I think maybe you expected to have something similar like that in the beginning, but they've done a very good job of fighting back this year. A couple of close losses in the beginning, then finally getting a big win, and they've won 3 straight at home, including this one today. As they'll give it off to Sacchio, and he is going to be tripped up at about the 46-yard line as the clock keeps ticking.
And Robert, it's been unbelievable how much of a home field advantage the Tigers have had because of this Memorial Field. A Clarkstown South team, which they went to last year and really just looked overwhelmed against them. But Clarkstown South came here, a very talented team in the first game of the year. And Mamaroneck really making a game of it, losing 17-13 in the final seconds.
You know, Sammy, I think this home crowd is going to do wonders for this program, and I would see maybe the next couple of years, 5 years, I think you're going to see some big seasons for the Tigers coming up. As inside about 1 minute by the next snap, I think they will probably punt here.
And in Mamaroneck, population growing every year in the schools. You like to see that. A lot of football talent coming in. We've been mentioning Ryan Schutte as Mamaroneck, a Gatorade bath to Coach Anthony Vitti.
He deserves it, Sam.
As
it's now just a matter of wasting out the clock. 44 seconds on the play clock. They will, on a 3rd down and 10, they'll run the ball, and you have Sinister behind McCarthy, and this will most likely be the last play of the game. And he'll grind and pound for about 4 or 5 yards, and that will probably just about do it. Sammy, what would you say about the Tigers' performance today?
There's a lot to say about the Tigers. One of the most impressive things was you're never too sure what you're going to get with this Mamaroneck offense. And you saw an explosion from Brent Paneros, Robbie Nigro, Parker Thelander had a tremendous game. And as always, the defense just unstoppable, holding them to 0 points. The 8 points coming on offense from Mamaroneck on the interception by McCarthy. And just a great way after a 2-year spell where Portchester has kept the trophy, Mamaroneck will get it.
And they'll count down the clock. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. As Mamaroneck Tigers beat the Portchester Rams 50-8 in a blowout against their arch rival. We'll be right back on LMC-TV Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC-TV Varsity Sports, 58 win for the Mamaroneck Tigers. And two teams, I guess this is a tradition in the rivalry, will meet at midfield. I think, although the Rams were thoroughly beaten this year's game, I think there are some positives you could take out from it in the fourth quarter.
Yes, they did seem to come back at the end as we see the trophy presentation will go down to the field
at the 50-yard line.
As the trophies will be exchanged.
No, I just want to say something, Sammy. With all these fans, you know, some of them are filing out now, but I think this has been such a big victory for them. I think they really recognize that this is a big game and this is a big win, and this could be a program-changing win, to be honest, Sammy, because the last 3 years have been very poor.
As we go down to the trophy ceremony, we'll take you there right now.
So for those of you who stay in the stands, this game is an event that brings together communities with a long history. These teams just played before you for the Athletic Director's Trophy, which is named after former ADs Tony Zimbalati, Portchester, and Roy O'Neill from Mamaroneck. I looked up rivalry in the dictionary and found the synonyms competition, contest, and this is a competition for the same objective, superiority of the same field. These men you see before you left it all out here tonight and gave their best effort. This rivalry began in 1920. It's been paid 84 times. Tonight was the 85th. Portchester leads the all-time series 46-34 with 5 ties overall.
Each season, the slate is wiped clean from the game before. Game plans developed. People work hard all week. We're not in the same league. We're not even in the same classification anymore. And this game is the game that everybody remembers. When people come back, alumni, and I think that Coach Donaghy could say the same in Portchester, they ask who key players are for the year, if they're good kids, and who won the Mamaroneck Portchester game. Tonight, the men from both of these neighboring communities came together. They showed their commitment, effort, heart, and sportsmanship, and all of us who watched the game, thank you for your efforts tonight. Thank you, and we hope to continue this for a long time to come.
Well good.
What do I do with this?
Good job.
Dance me. Oh, did you get kicked out of this game? Yeah, I think I did get kicked out.
Hey, let me see it. Hey,
I touched it.
No.
taking a picture this way. Everyone get down, though. Everyone get down. Put the trophy in the front. Put the trophy in the front. Yeah, put the trophy in the front. Yo, put the trophy down in the front.
Somebody hold it straight up, please.
Yo, guys, no crowding. Nice, good picture. Nice. Smile. Wait, guys, stop. The camera's this way. Turn.
I can't fucking do it. Cameraman, let me take the shot.
Squat down, guys. Chairs, get down.
All right,
Come on, Jones. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Wait, another picture. Get the scoreboard. Get it right now. Get it right now. Get it right now. No, get it right now.
Get it all together as a huddle. Walk over like that.
Wait a minute.
Can't handle that?
Just to get the scoreboard.
Okay, what do we have to do, guys? Let's go. Wrap up. Dion. Here we go.
Here on the post-game show with Parker Thelander. Big win for you guys today versus your rival and also on senior day. How does this win feel?
It feels great. I mean, especially the way, we lost last year in the last second. Yeah. To come out here and completely dominate 4 quarters of football just feels amazing. And I just feel great for Coach Vitti. He deserves this. He works so hard, putting in hours, the whole coaching staff. And, we earned this.
So a 5-1 turnaround, 4-1 turnaround, 3-1 turnaround for your team. How does that feel? I mean, you've been playing some good football lately, 2 close losses to start the year, but you've rebounded very well.
Yeah, we've been in a lot of hard-fought games. And, a lot of games have been down to the wire, close games, but, we kept our head up and we knew how good of a team we were. So we just had faith in each other. We had faith in the coaching staff, and you see the results in the last couple weeks.
Okay, nice job today. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I'm here with Will Parkinson. First, Will, congratulations on the win. What was some of the keys to the game that you guys did today?
Thank you. First of all, second of all, just got to give credit to my offensive line. They did an amazing job pushing Portchester back every single play. Obviously, Brett Paneros doing what he does every single game, running for touchdown after touchdown. So we just worked as a team, had a great week of practice, and good things pay off.
Of course, this was a big win for you guys, but how does it feel beating Portchester, your first win in 3 years, and it's got to feel good?
Yeah, it feels really good. After last year, that was one of the toughest games I've ever played in my life, and you got to pay them back. It's homecoming, we haven't won a homecoming in a couple of years. Got to give the fans what they deserve. So, it felt amazing. I can't even put it into words.
How does it feel to have the most points in 30 years that you guys have put up against Portchester?
That feels real good, because if you put the most points up, that always feels good. But to put it against Portchester, there's nothing better.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back on the postgame show, I'm here with Coach Vitti, and Coach, that's a beautiful trophy you got there. How does it feel to have it for the first time in 3 years?
It feels great. Our kids, we talked about where this trophy belongs all week, and it's back at the right spot, no doubt about it.
One of the things that struck me as just electrifying is right as they got out of the gate, your offense was just moving so quickly. What did you do to get your offense so pumped up for today's game?
It begins in practice. We told the team that everything we did this year, believe it or not, from day one back in when we lost to these guys back in November, everything we did had a little bit of Portchester's DNA in it. Every hill we ran, every time we were out in the sun late, every time that we had the kids up bright and early, it all had a little bit of Portchester's DNA. So coming into this week, our kids were pretty stoic in terms of hearing about this game and what it meant. So I really thought that they'd be able to answer the bell, and they did right from the get-go.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Back on the postgame show, I'm Sam Blunt alongside Rob Riemer. And Robert, the Tigers really came out ready to fight, and they just kept pushing to the end of this game.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. 50-8. Put some backups in the end, but they were really fighting the whole entire time. Great victory for them. You know, this is one of the biggest rivalries in Westchester, and a great win for the Tigers today.
Yeah, it just makes it all that more special when Mamaroneck can take down Portchester, especially in this fashion. Like we were talking about earlier, this is the biggest win for the Tigers in 30 years of this rivalry dating back to 1920. And Robert, how do you think that affected the game today?
I think they're going to come in with loads of momentum going into their next game against Scarsdale and into next season. They're going to say, look back at that Portchester win when they fight adversity. And I think this is just a great win for the Mamaroneck football program.
And so a big win here from Mamaroneck, taking it 50-8 over rival Portchester. For Robert Reamer, I'm Sam Blunt. Good night, everybody.